Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, we're going to be doing our focal point. I'm RJ.
And I would have gotten away with it too.
Let's get to it!
If it weren't for you meddling kids. Meddlers!
Today is July 13th, and we're going to be discussing things that float our boat. It's the focal point.
It is the focal point.
And I think today is going to be games that we're looking forward to.
Can't
E3
wait.
was not that long ago, even though he's going to say it is.
I was not actually, but it is.
But there are plenty of games that were announced that we're really jazzed about. So we want to take this opportunity to talk about a few of them.
Speaking of which, Jazz was one of my favorite Transformers.
He was one of my least favorite.
Well, maybe not from the movie, but from the TV show. I loved him.
But he makes a great video game. Because we're talking about video games.
Video games.
So, what's top 3 or 4 of your video games? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, I'm looking forward to so many. I got Batman Arkham City.
Absolutely.
Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Maybe.
BioShock Infinite.
Yes.
And I'm a little iffy just right now, but Darksiders 2. I was so looking forward to Darksiders, the first one, being a great game. It kind of fell short. It was good, don't get me wrong. I liked playing as War, and I'm a little upset that you don't get to continue playing as War, you know, that you play as Death in this new one. But that's kind of taking the easy road out, you know. It'd be more interesting to play as Pestilence or what's the fourth one?
Famine,
thank you. You know, one of those. I think they would make more interesting characters than Death, who's, you know, Death. You know, it's like that's the idea that would have been done to Death.
pun intended.
Pun intended.
Clearly. Well, I'm interested that you say that you didn't quite enjoy the first Darksiders. I love that game.
Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy it, but I didn't think it brought anything new to the genre.
Well, that's true, but you are a huge fan of Ocarina of Time, are you not?
I am.
And
you
it
know,
was very similar.
It was not.
Oh, so it was.
It was not. It was closely. It was more closer related to either God of War or Devil May Cry in that kind of sense, where it's just like.
Well, I'm not the only one who says so. There are a lot of people who say so. See. There's a lot of reviews. That say
oh no!
You're like Ocarina of Time.
You're absolutely right.
See. Oh. Oh, come on.
No, that was good. Okay, but you're absolutely right. A lot of people, you know, make that reference, but I never saw it. It didn't have that feel to it at all.
Anyway, I'm just surprised that you didn't like. I thought it was a really great game.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm saying that it didn't live up to what I thought it could have been.
And what do you think it could have been?
Something epic. You know, you saw the billboard at GameStop, and it had, like, you know, War on Ruin, and it was just, like, so awesome, you know. And then it came out, like, you know, with the World of Warcraft type cartooning style. It fell short. And I love Mark Hamill. I do, but his character in there just... I'm sorry, Mark Hamill. I didn't like the character.
Well, I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I am looking forward to the new one, but I don't know a whole lot about it. You said you play as Death.
Right.
That's interesting. I don't think that's a cop-out at all. I think it's interesting. I do agree that the other two probably would have been more interesting.
Right.
But, you know, let's hope that they get to those. That would be cool. If it progresses that far.
Possibly, yeah, okay.
But anyway, I found it, really interesting. I am looking forward to that. I am also looking forward to Arkham City. And
Get to play as Catwoman.
Man, I didn't even know about that.
You didn't know?
No.
She's got her own tools. She can't she can't glide like Batman, but so you have to do things differently. It's very.
Is she an actual? Like, does she have a good heft to the game? I mean, does she play a lot of the game? Or
I'm not sure. I just know
like
that
unlockable like Joker was. You know?
Oh, that was stupid. I didn't like that. No, I think you get to actually play her story wise.
Huh,
but I'm not entirely sure. Don't.
I'm a fan of the Assassin's Creed, but I never really connected to the story or the characters as much. So Batman would be perfect. One of my favorite things in Arkham Asylum besides seeing the Joker and Croc and
right, and I thought the visuals were
awesome.
so amazing. There.
Awesome. Even characters I don't care about, it was great to see, and
like
I wish
Zaz?
we had seen more. Yeah, like Zaz. And I wish we had seen more. Like I wish we had run into the Riddler. I mean, it seemed like it was potential.
You do in this one.
I would assume so. Yeah, that's what I heard too. So yeah, exciting. I loved the little tidbits they let around. The story tidbits. And this is one of the few DC properties that I really, really care about, and most people do. I mean, Batman is huge.
Yeah.
And they treat it in such a way that it's it's very serious. It's not slapsticky. It's not.
Well, even
in any way cheap.
Even Joker's slapstick is very serious.
Well, yeah, because it's deadly and chaotic. Yeah.
Oh, love that game. Now I want to play it.
Yeah, and seeing the marriage of the Assassin's Creed style of moving around the city,
right,
with Batman and all that is really exciting to me, and I'm sure we'll be playing it a lot. And who knows what kind of co-op they might have, especially if they do allow Catwoman. That would be interesting.
That would be interesting, but I don't know. I don't remember reading anything about co-op. I think they have it, but I don't remember reading anything.
They always have some kind of co-op, but and I hope they continue with the fighting system. That felt really fluid, and I like the having to respond to certain buttons in order to to counter and to block and that sort of thing. And it's
a great game, and I can't wait for the sequel.
Talking about co-op. I am excited, and it's probably going to be a while yet, for the Marvel MMO.
Right.
Now, there's been some confusion as of late, or at least on my end. I thought they were going to be doing kind of a DC Universe kind of thing. The DC Universe Online, pretty good game, a pretty big hit. I don't know if you played it yet. I don't think you have.
No.
But I found it pretty good. It definitely focuses on fighting and direct fighting, just going out there and fighting the enemy rather than a lot of the trading and the hobnobbing and whatever. I mean, you do have to form
dungeon
groups,
crawling,
but
right.
It's not quite. It's more of a streamlined MMO kind of thing, and you do definitely progress through it faster, and you cap out at level 30. Unfortunately,
have you played City of Heroes?
No, I haven't.
Oh, so I guess I can't ask you if it was anything like that, because I've played City of Heroes and I liked it for what it was. It could have been better, but I liked it for what it was.
I haven't heard a lot of comparisons to the two, so I'm assuming that it's different enough that it wasn't...
Right, okay.
But I just really like... It really feels like an RPG, but there's so many other people going on at the same time. And, there are frustrating times when you're a newbie and you get, totally obliterated by someone with a level 30 just hanging out near where he knows you're going to start an adventure or something.
Yeah.
That gets a little frustrating. And sometimes... having the speech and not speech, intermingled in a group is hard. But on the whole, it's a very good game, and I hope that Marvel takes from that. I hope that they see the success in it, see what works, and try to do the same thing. Now, anyway, Marvel is doing some interesting things. They're kind of late on the bandwagon. I hope that that's because they maybe scrapped a few earlier versions that just weren't there.
Well, I think a lot of it was the acquisition from Disney and then them buying themselves back.
True. I don't know. It just seems like they could really do more. Like the video games thing. There's so much there. Everybody wants to play good X-Men games, Like they just released the X-Men arcade game, and I know it was like the #1 seller for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, because you told me about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I downloaded that demo and I liked it.
Really?
Because
You're the only one, Nick.
It reminded me so much of that game that I used to play that,
It's broken, man.
Oh, no.
It's broken.
No.
Did you buy it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I got the demo, and if I knew anyone who would be playing it, I would play with them.
I think it's ugly as hell. But I just love that old Cell stuff. I think it's perfect the way it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm very interested in Skyrim. One of the things that I wish that they delved in the previous games was the character of the armor. All their armor was very generic. You kind of felt... It just felt like you were a nobody, really. So from the screenshots that I've seen, it definitely looks like you can build a noticeable character, a personal character. I'm also looking forward to the dragon encounters, which I cannot wait for. Just epic battles, and I think they missed out on those in the previous games as well. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Now, how did you feel about Dragon Age?
Dragon Age, I liked it. I did. but I like with games like those, I like the customization options, and that wasn't terribly customizable. I couldn't choose.
It was more than Mass Effect though, or at least 2.
Right.
Because the first one you had a lot of inventory stuff. But
Right.
The second one they stripped that out.
Right.
Much to some people's chagrin. I wish that Dragon Age was actually a little bit more like Mass Effect in that I guess it's a little faster paced and there's less of the switching back and forth, although they did kind of fix that in 2.
Yeah.
You don't have to switch back and forth. You can just tell them what to do.
Right, right.
Which I appreciate because the first one I spent a lot of time, switching back and forth. And by the time you switch and go over to what you want to do, whatever spell you want to cast or whatever, your other character's dead already,
Right.
and whatever. If that's frustrating.
Very unfortunate.
But the problem I have with Oblivion is, I guess I'm talking about Elder Scrolls Oblivion, the last one.
I got that.
It was just kind of slow for me.
It was slow. The story was kind of slow, and with all the side quests that you could do, I don't even remember beating the game. I just kept doing side quests, kind of like Fallout 3. I don't remember beating. I probably did. I'm almost positive that I did. But I just spent so much time doing the side quests, searching the, exploring that. The story just kind of ended up like, what am I doing? I don't even remember.
Right. So I want to be excited for Skyrim. I'm just not sure if it's going to be so slow. I guess. I hate to admit it, but I guess I'm a guy that loses patience with games. It's interesting to wait around so you can talk to a guy
right.
about something only for so long.
Yeah.
It starts getting a little dull and like, oh, come on, I just want to kill something or whatever. And of course the combat is horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Awful.
It's a lot. Oblivion was a lot better than Morrowind.
Well, sure, it's progressively, but it's still bad.
I don't know if it's terrible.
Well, I mean, anytime that you're like this and you're running back and forth and the animation takes so long to do, it's not, I'm not having it. It's just not. It needs to be instantaneous. It needs to be a little more varied.
Okay.
Because it's like, I have an axe and I'm running around with the axe and then chop, and there's no no sense of impact.
Oh yeah, that's what I miss. And I love games that have that what is that term? Where they give the stop, the stutter, the
I'm not sure what term you're looking
grit
for, but
to each hit.
Right. I mean, something. There's got to be something because you're not even sure. I mean, if it wasn't for the sound effect,
you wouldn't even know if you hit it.
I mean, you'll see their health going down or whatever.
And that's it. No, I completely agree. I've always had a problem with that.
It's too bad they feel they have to sacrifice that because I do like the depth. I like the possible depth. I do think that there needs to be a more direct route, though, for people like me who get tired of, I don't want to help Mrs. So-and-so, or I don't want to talk to the keeper of the whatever.
I just want to beat something up and move on.
Just progress my mission, or, I'm not sure, I don't remember how often they did the wait until nighttime thing. Yeah.
They did that actually a lot.
I gotta find a bed so I can, spend 8 hours in it and then wake up and hopefully he'll still be there.
Yeah.
I just, So... like Fable 3, I think has a good depth, but you can blaze right through that.
Yeah,
I enjoy that. And
BioShock Infinite.
Oh,
we don't have to talk about it, but I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I definitely appreciate what they've done with it. It looks much more open.
Right.
And lots of cool stuff.
And I like how they do the sense of danger. In the first BioShock, it was underwater, everything was concealed, kind of claustrophobic, and now it's openness, air, you could fall in any moment to get vertigo and stuff.
It's really what 2 should have been. The second one should have been. All right, guys. Well, send us an email. Tell us what you think and maybe what games you're excited about. We'll take a look and maybe we'll review them when they come out. And until then, follow us on Facebook.
Yep.
Show us your support, and we'll continue to give you some good stuff. All right. Yeah! So sorry. Defeated. Next up, the anime Blood, the Last Vampire. On this episode of Duel Review... I just went to the trip to the Bahamas for a moment. Today on Duel Review, we do our focal point. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Wednesdays I'm supposed to say something funny. I forgot.
Are you? and we're going to be talking about the stuff that tickles our fancy.
I feel a little violated.
Okay, that's just gross.